excited now.
Good evening, friends. My name is April, and I'm with ClearPath for Veterans New England. And I want to welcome you to, well, tonight is a really exciting night because we have dogs in the house. People, of course, too. So we're really excited. As many of you know, we have been throughout the month of October leading up to our dog festival at the end of the month. We've been talking a lot about our service dog program, just one of the many programs that we offer here at ClearPath. So we're really excited to be sharing with you some of our volunteers tonight, a veteran who has a service dog, our lead trainer, and of course our service dog manager, administrator, Nick. So we are going to get started here in just a second, friends. What I do want to let you know is drop a line, say hello in the comments, let us know where you're coming in from tonight. We love to see where everybody's watching us. Please feel free to ask questions along the way. We're happy to answer them. And if you are catching the replay, no worries. Leave a comment. We will absolutely be sure to get back to you. So I first want to start with, we are live streaming from our ClearPath for Veterans New England home office, and you are viewing our training area. And I want to kind of just quickly go around the room, and then we'll give you an introduction to not only our ClearPath team, but as well as our volunteers, as well as our pups that are in the house. So we're going to start with Nick. He is our service dog program administrator. Hey, Nick, how are you?
Good, yourself?
Good, good. And we have some of our volunteers here. We have Sue, who some of you may remember from last week, and she brought Billy to share with us this week. Hey, Sue.
Hi, how are you?
Nice. And Cindy, she's our lead trainer here at ClearPath for Veterans. Hey, Cindy.
How you doing?
Good, how are you? And then we have Stacy with our furry friend Penny. Hey, Stacy. Awesome. And then we have our veteran, David. Thank you, sir, for your service. And Monty, how are you this evening? Good, good, good. And,
Good.
and last but certainly not least, we have Rose and Jenny. Hello there.
Hi.
All right, we're going to start, friends, and we're going to tell you a little bit more about our service program. I'm going to have Nick kind of share with you, we have this beautiful building in Devens that is all in part from people like you watching and our generous sponsors, and our lead sponsor for tonight is Safety Insurance. So thank you for that. Our training room was actually one of our first rooms that was completed at ClearPath for Veterans. So Nick, I'm gonna let you take it away and tell a little bit about what we are viewing here besides beautiful people and cutest dogs ever.
Yeah, absolutely. So unfortunately, the camera can only catch a small section of our training facility. We have a big indoor, it doesn't look as big on camera, but it extends quite a bit. Indoor training facility where we start working with the puppies, get them used to the basic obedience, kind of the foundations first, before we go out to public and start utilizing public access. Behind the camera, which unfortunately you can't see, we have a large training area as well. We kind of set it up as a mock apartment to teach the dogs how to work in living environments. And all these things kind of help, so when the puppies go home and with the veterans, they already have an understanding of what the rules and boundaries are. And that's important because, when dogs, getting into trouble at home and in a new environment and whatnot, it can be stressful on the veterans, so we want to do as much training here as possible, and then kind of add those distractions as we go along.
Awesome, awesome. So Cindy, do you mind coming up to the camera and chatting with us for a sec?
Hi.
Hi, Cindy. Cindy is one of our lead trainers here at ClearPath for Veterans. It's good to see you tonight. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. How about yourself?
Good, good, good. So Cindy, would you mind sharing with our friends kind of your role with ClearPath and just a little bit about your background that brought you to our service dog program?
Sure. So I'm the lead trainer here. Actually, I was looking for a place to volunteer for veterans. My daughter's a veteran. And I happened upon ClearPath. So I came to the building, checked it out, and they were just in the beginning of a service dog program. Spoke with Donna, got hired. So my job here is pretty much to work with our fosters and our volunteers and our dogs and just make sure they turn out to be the best service dogs that we can possibly make.
Awesome, awesome. Well, thank you. And how many days are you doing training? Do you train groups and then do you train individually, or kind of how does that work in terms of the training program?
So I'm here 4 days a week. So what happens is the fosters usually coming together. So Dave is working mostly with the service dog as far as his task training. So now we have broken him down to individual training. So he's working on his task. Same, we're working on, the other day we went to the train station. So we took the puppies for their first visit just to sit outside by a train, have the other older dogs coming in. So it depends on who's working on what, if we have a big group or if I work more individually.
Awesome, awesome. Well, thank you so much. Thank you for sharing, and thanks for all that you do for our veterans in this program. It's amazing. It's all of you that are watching. If you ever have a chance to come by, you would be amazed. It's a beautiful facility, and all the services that are offered are incredible. So thank you.
Thank you.
All right. I would love because Sue, you've been on before, I would love for you to come up and share with us your friend Billy there.
Hi again.
Hello. How are you this evening?
I'm well. How are you?
Good, good. So I know you talked a little bit about kind of your coming into the foster program last week, but would you mind just sharing again a little bit about your story and kind of, I think what's really special about you fostering Billy is there's a story behind Billy's name too, which I would love to share with our audience.
Sorry about that. Actually, I started off, we're involved with handing out the food for veterans, boxes of food, and we were up there picking up some boxes, and I saw this little dog being walked around, and my husband went up and inquired if they do the dog program here, which of course they do, and their first class was that night. So I stopped in, and I've been here ever since. Billy is kind of special to me. She's a foster dog, and she's named after my brother-in-law. He was wounded in Vietnam, he had head wounds, and he died because of it. So I asked if I could name the puppy, and they said that I could. They agreed. So she's a little special for me.
Love it.
Should be really good.
Love it. And so what are you working on with Penny right now? I'm sorry, what are you working on with Billy right now? So is there kind of, I know everybody's in different aspects of their training, but what are you working on specifically with her?
Well, basic obedience, sit, stay, retrieve, simple things right now until she gets a little further along, and then they'll start introducing tasks.
And how old is she now?
She's 4.5 months.
4.5 months. So she's a baby. And friends, I don't know if you can see, she has her half service. Does it say service dog in training?
It says.
Yeah, service dog and training.
Service dog in training. So.
I'm sure it does say that.
And so one of the things that I think sometimes people, which, and Cindy or Nick, you might be able to jump in on this too, but I know when you see service dogs in public, and you see them more commonly now, I think, than you did before. What is the expectation of people, like somebody being like, hey, I want to pet your dog? So kind of what are the rules for, I think, community members to know when you see a dog in service on a pup? What does that mean? What should we be mindful of?
I'll jump in. Yeah, so when we see service dogs out in public, you got to remember veteran or people with service dogs, they need them for specific reasons. The dog is a tool for them to help them be able to be out in the community and be able to do their everyday lives.
Sure.
So when, let's say, somebody wants to come up and pet our dogs, or starts distracting them, we're really taking them away from the tasks they need to be doing for that handler, that owner. So it's important if you really have to, pet the dog, you have to ask first. It would be polite to ask, because some service dogs, they really have to be in tune for specific things, and if they get distracted and miss something, that could be bad for the owner or the handler. So it would always be great to ask. And if somebody does say no, be respectful of that. They're doing that for a specific reason, and they may not want to tell you the reasons why they have the service dog to begin with. So we just ask that you be respectful of it. But if you ask, some people will say, yes, it's okay. And some service dogs are allowed to say hi to other people, but you never know. So it's always great to ask.
Awesome, awesome. Thank you. All right. So, Stacy, would you mind coming forward with Penny so we can get a look at Penny? Penny's tired. She must have had a big workout today.
They went outside right before with this, so.
Oh, and that's another thing, friends. We have like a dog park there at Clear Path, which is a wonderful thing for the dogs to play and get together. All right, Stacy, thank you so much for being here tonight. Do you mind sharing a little bit about your story and how you became a foster, and then you can share a little bit about Penny?
I'm a volunteer. I've been here about 9 months. My name is Stacy. And I've always had dogs growing up, had the pleasure of having dogs as companions, and I've always enjoyed how they learn. And that's one of the great things about volunteering is I get to work with the dogs in the training room and see how they do learn and progress. And I actually get to help the veterans as well.
Very nice. And so Penny is 3?
Yes.
And what is what is kind of her training? I know is she at the end of her training, or where is she in her training to become a service
She's
dog?
actually the ambassador for Clear Path.
Okay.
She didn't make it as a service dog, so now she lives with Cindy.
Oh, awesome, awesome. And so what is she working on in particular right now? Anything specific?
She can do take it and leave it, and some of the basics like sit and stay and lay down and recall, just to keep her fresh and up to date with everything.
Awesome, awesome. Hey, Penny. So now, she looks like she's brown. Is she a chocolate lab?
It's brown, yeah.
Yeah, because of course, with video, sometimes it's hard to tell. Awesome. Well, thanks so much, Stacey, for sharing Penny with us, and thank you for all that you do to volunteer for the program. All right, sir. David, would you mind coming forward with Monty so we can learn a little bit about you?
Hi,
Hi, David. How are you tonight?
I'm well, thank you.
Good, good. Well, first off, thank you so much for your service. We appreciate all that you and your family have given to our country. So thank you. David, I would love for you to share a little bit about kind of your service time and how you came into the program to meet Monty, and feel whatever you're comfortable with sharing with our friends tonight.
Well, I enlisted in the Marine Corps in January of 1970, and I was deployed to Vietnam on Thanksgiving Day, 1970. I was a field radio operator. I was with the 5th Marines, and after about 9 months, I was in country. I was medevaced to Japan and Naval Hospital there, and then I went home. So.
All right. And how did you end up at Clear Path?
I heard about Clear Path at a seminar in Ware, Mass, that the Brookfield Institute had put on. And Clear Path was there, and they gave a presentation on their services here. And one of them was that they have a canine program. So I had been interested in getting into a program, and so I took advantage of it, came out and interviewed, and about a year ago I got into the program.
Awesome, awesome. And can you tell me a little bit about how Monty helps you?
Well, Monty helps me with stress. Monty's a stress releaser.
Okay.
And she can do that in many ways, sometimes just looking at you. But Monty and I have a bit of a history, and she kind of chose me.
Oh.
So, well, I was working with 2 dogs here, and I brought one home for the weekend to see, and he was wonderful, and everything went great. And I thought that was it. But Cindy had the wisdom to tell me, just try another dog just to be sure. And I brought Monty home on a Thursday night. Friday morning, I took her out, and unfortunately, I slipped on the deck, fell back, and knocked myself out.
Oh, no.
So by the time the fire guys got there and everything, Monty was standing over me. And my wife brought her in, they transported me to a hospital. And as I was waking up, I looked over and my wife came into the ER with Monty. Monty looked at me for a second, jumped up on the gurney, laid on my chest, put her head on my shoulder, and stayed there for 3 hours.
Oh, amazing.
So that was the match.
I would say so. I would say so. Good girl, Monty. Good girl.
She is a very, very intuitive dog.
Wow,
She senses things. She knows what you're thinking when you're thinking before you even think it sometimes. So
wow.
it's nice to have that added look sometimes when things are going not so great. One look at Monty or her coming up to you and greeting you or doing what she wants to do, it reduces the stress and makes life a lot better.
That's an amazing story. Thank you so much. Now she has. I noticed that we have our dog or service dogs in training are wearing blue, and she has a black vest on. So what does her vest say? Does it say the same thing, or it just says full? Like she's passed. She's a full service dog.
When she passes and she becomes a full-fledged service dog, then she'll have a different vest on. But this is her training vest. And she's doing very well.
Well, she's beautiful, and thank you so much for sharing your story. And again, thank you so much for your service. And I'm glad that you found your mate there. She's beautiful.
Well, I have to thank ClearPath. Yes, ClearPath has a program that is really dedicated to veterans. And they understand veterans, and it's a great program. And I encourage all my fellow veterans to think about ClearPath for whatever needs they may have. But they have everything here, and it's a wonderful place. So I wholeheartedly endorse my brother and sister veterans to take advantage of the programs here.
Thank you so much. Yes, there's a lot of wonderful programs and a lot of wonderful people in that building. Yes, I agree. I agree. Well, thank you so much, David, and we appreciate it. And we appreciate you, Miss Monty, there.
And if I may,
yes.
Monty is named after Staff Sergeant Jared Monty, United States Army. He was a KIA in Afghanistan in 2009 and was awarded the Medal of Honor. So I'm very privileged to have a Monty.
Oh, that's awesome. I think one of the things, go ahead. Oh, no, so if you're tuning in for the first time, friends, one of the big things about that makes, I think, our service dog program extra special is that all of our service dogs are named after a fallen hero. And each dog has a story around their name, which is wonderful. And I know that Sue talked about her brother-in-law, and she's fostering Billy, and it's wonderful to always hear the stories and the heroic efforts of those fallen soldiers that they're named after. So that's awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, David. We appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thanks, Monty. All right, Miss Rose and Jenny. She's been so patiently waiting. How are you tonight?
I'm great. How are you?
Great, thank you. All right, friends, please meet Rose. And she is one of our foster volunteers for Miss Jenny. Rose, would you mind telling us a little bit about yourself and kind of how you came into the foster program here at ClearPath?
Well, we came to ClearPath to get out again after the COVID, get my husband together with other veterans again. And my husband already has a service dog from another organization. So when they asked us to foster one of the dogs, it was of course, we would do that to give another veteran the chance to have one of those amazing dogs if we can help. So we said, yes, we do this.
Awesome, awesome. And so, Jenny, she's about 4 months. She's sisters with Billy, right?
She's 4.5 because she's the sister.
Awesome, awesome. And what is she working on in her command training right now?
She's working on the same, like Billy, the sit, stay, walk with us. Yeah, the
Awesome.
basic.
And so you mentioned, if you don't mind me asking, Rose, you mentioned that your husband has a service dog. And how long have you had a service dog at home?
My husband is a disabled veteran and he has his service dog since 2 years.
Awesome. And what's his service dog's name?
Bear.
Bear?
He's Bear, yeah.
Oh, that's cute. Awesome. And so does Penny, so I'm curious, so, you know, we're always in need of fosters at ClearPath because for many of you, I'm not sure if you know, but our waiting list is very long. It's 90 plus and growing of veterans in need of service dogs. So I'm curious to know how you introduce, you know, when you brought in Jenny, how was the introduction into your home? Because I know sometimes that's always a concern. So how did you kind of work that into the mix, especially having a puppy? And I mean, 2 is not very old for a dog, right? But like, there's always that interaction of getting to know each other. And how did that work out for you? I mean, clearly it worked out.
For us, it was easy to bring her home because everybody's already trained for the service dog, the children, the family. Our service dog met Jenny here already, and so the people that are around us, they know how to behave about a service dog and what it means that a service dog is not a pet, a service dog is a working dog, and that has to be treated a little bit different. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for all of your help in supporting the program. And the work.
Jenny is named after Captain Harris, who was a Marine helicopter pilot and died in Iraq.
Wow, thank you. Thank you very much. Oh, wow. So my friends, what amazing, these beautiful dogs and all the stories around them. Thank you so much. So one of the things that, as you know, and as I just mentioned, our wait list for getting a support dog at ClearPath for Veterans is 90 plus and growing. I'm sure it's probably, I said 92 weeks ago, so I feel like even more now because we've been creating awareness around our program. But one of the things here at ClearPath is all of our support programs are funded through sponsors and grants and also donations. And one of the things that we have right now is our 50-50 raffle for Paws, which our goal is $50,000, which is a lot of money, right? And I know, but one of the things that I'm not sure that you're aware of is that one service dog, to train them, their wellness visits, everything is anywhere between $25,000 to $30,000. So even though $50,000 is a lot, we will attain that goal with your help. So one of the things, I'm going to drop some information here about our 50-50 for Paws raffle. And I would encourage you to not only share this with your friends, but considering buying a ticket. They start at $20. And this week, tonight, we are closing in on the best part about this is, so let me tell you about the 50-50, because when I first heard about the 50-50, I didn't really understand it, how it works, but we raise $50,000, you get 50% of the jackpot. So how awesome is that? So it's a win-win. You can't, also along the way, we have all these great early bird prizes. This week closes at 11:59 p.m. We have tickets to the Patriots versus the Cowboys. Woo! And I know if you are a true Massachusetts person, fan, you love the Pats. And if you saw the game last week, it was a great game. And Mac is something to be reckoned with coming in the future. Who knows? He could be the young goat of Tom Brady. So take a chance. consider buying your tickets. You're going to go to clearpath5050.com, and all of those proceeds go towards our service dog program that help, all of our volunteers here are, they are volunteering their time. We have lots of volunteers in our program, and we're so grateful for that, but there's also costs that surround it, right? All of our buildings, we have all the food, veterinarian bills, and even purchasing a puppy. We still have to pay for some of those things. So please do consider donating to our program. Again, it's clearpath5050.com. Get your chance to win Patriots Cowboys tickets tonight because it closes at 11:59. Nick, what would you like to add about our wonderful service program and our service room and all these wonderful people and pups in your room there?
Yeah, so, look at all the pups here, and what a lot of people don't understand is how these dogs are going to affect veterans in the future. Getting them out of the house, getting veterans here to train with the dogs. They realize that they're not alone. They're working with other veterans that are going through something similar to them. Then we're working as a group with the dogs. We're building up the veterans' confidence. We're building up the dogs' confidence, and then we integrate into society, helping the dogs get back into society and the veterans to get back into society. Not only is the dog helping the veteran, but it's also helping the veteran's family and helping the quality of life of the veteran's family. It's helping him work, having the dog at work and being able to have that tool and that companionship at work can help the veteran keep a job and sustain a job because they're not having difficult times at work. Out in society, being able to do things and being able to be a part of the community with the assistance of the dog. I mean, these dogs are going to be trained to do miraculous things and change people's lives for the better. And so the more that we can get our help, the more dogs we can train, the more veterans we can help. And that's the main goal here at ClearPath, is just to help the veterans and help each other out.
Awesome. And, and I think one of the things, friends, if you're just tuning in or if you're catching the replay, I highly encourage you to watch this segment. David, our veteran, and he talks a little bit about his story and how the service dog, his service dog, Monty, has made a difference and that it was meant to be. So I highly encourage, because it really does, these dogs make a difference in the lives of our veterans. So all of these proceeds do go help to support that program. We encourage you to, we understand everybody's budget's different, and just sharing this post or sharing things on our Facebook page helps us get the word out about ClearPath for Veterans New England and all the programs that we have. And you may have a loved one or a friend, family, or know of somebody that could use some of our support programs too. So please do share. Sharing is caring, as they say, right? All right, my friends. So Sue, Stacy, Rose, David, I was going to thank the dogs, Cindy, Nick, all the puppies. Thank you so much for your time tonight. Thank you for all that you do. We really appreciate you. And friends, go to clearpath5050.com. Get your tickets. They start at $20. And remember, 11:59 p.m., we close our early bird. Pats versus the Cowboys. It's going to be a great game. Stay tuned for more to come. Thank you, everybody. Have a great night.
Thank you.
Thank you.